to my channel and welcome back to another video. See guys, I have something special for you guys. We are doing a mukbang today. Excuse me guys, I'm kind of like have a cold. I'm not sure if it's a cold or if it's allergies or what, but if I sound kind of weird. But we have a mukbang. This is oxtail that I'm eating with, it looks like cabbage, some red beans and rice, and plantain. I haven't tried this before. And you guys, today we are, ooh, it just falls off the bone. Oh my gosh. So you guys, oh, and I have some Kool-Aid made by me, really good as well. So you guys, this is a serious topic. We're doing a story time. And this is a serious topic, okay? It's an emotional topic as well. And yeah, so this will be a story time on how I survived domestic violence. Well, yeah, domestic violence, and I almost lost my life within a split of a second like that, dating a guy. Now, I want to say, if you are going through domestic violence, first, please get out. Okay? Guys that threaten you and guys that put their hands on you, whether it's, in a sexy way, whatever, that's like easing in to real domestic violence. Okay? Now, was this my first experience? Domestic violence? Yes. Was it my only? No. I actually have a scar. Let me see if it's on this leg. Oh well. Okay. Let's see. I'm not sure if you guys can see, but this is a scar that reminds me, anytime I look at it, that I'm a survivor of domestic violence. The same person did it, but that scar is from a different story. He did it a different occasion than what I'm going to tell you. So this story time is of me almost losing my life, but let me put some food in my stomach first. Mm, mm. It's really good, you guys. Mm. It's really good. That's all I can say. It's like my favorite. Mm. Not Kool-Aid. It's to die for. You guys, the secret to making really good Kool-Aid, and I learned this. She doesn't know I took this idea from her, but I learned this from my best friend Gigi. You guys will see her in the spicy noodle challenge that I did. Go watch that. Um, is adding real lemon, sliced lemon, just a couple, into the jug once you're done cooking the Kool-Aid. I promise it'll bring your Kool-Aid to a new level. Uh, so since I'm eating and I'm telling you a story, I will be eating with my mouth open. So if you guys don't like that, you can click off. A little bit of a backstory first. I met him. So I met this guy, and I was, oh my gosh, you guys, I was 19, and he was at the time, um, like in a week. a week after I met him, he was turning 32 years old, right? So he was like 13 years older than me, 12 years older than me, whatever. Mm-hmm. Um, that's a mistake right there. And hmm, you know, um, I ended up liking him. He was a tourist, so with Taurus and Sagittarius, they say that, you know, when it's good, it's fabulous, it's great. When it's going good, it's amazing. But when it's bad, it's terrible. There's no in between with a Sagittarius and a Taurus. So I ended up liking him. He seems smart, you know, um, he seems smart. He, it was a little bit of intelligent. Like Taurus and Sagittarius have a thing about them, like gives off best friend vibes. And then yeah, best friend vibes. So we were compatible basically, and I knew that I was in love with him by 2 months. 2 months. That's another story time. But 2 months of us talking, I and well, was it 2 months? I think. But so you guys, yeah, I think it was 2 months, right? And then at 2 months, we were arguing about something, and he ended up saying, "Oh well, that's why I got a girl anyway." I got a girlfriend anyway. I thought he was just saying that to make me jealous because of the situation that we were arguing about. My dumb self didn't believe him. Okay. And at 5 months, I can't remember how I found out. Maybe he told me, but at 5 months of us being together, I found out that he he ended up telling me, like, maybe I found out, but he did like tell me, oh well, don't leave me because I'm just using her, like she's older than me. So he was like 13 years older than me, and she was like 13 years older than him, right? So he told me, oh, I'm just using her for this, that, and that. The car that he was driving was hers, apparently. Um, where he stayed, like they lived together and all of that. And he told me, "Oh, I'm just using her for this, that, and that. I don't love her. I love you. All of this and that is better, about you." Um, I was gullible back then. I was naive. I believed him. I figure, sometimes you gotta do what you gotta do. You know. Now would I do that? No, but I just kind of was understanding. Um, I didn't leave him. He told me multiple times that he was going to leave her once he did this, that, and that, right? And so I believed him and I stayed with him. Pretty sure I told him I had to think about it, whatever. But at the end of the day, I stayed with him. Um, it wasn't until I'm skipping over. This was one of my most eventful relationships, but not in a good way. Okay. Um, it wasn't until about 8 months of us being together. So we met in April, September, October, November, December, January. So it wasn't until about 9 months, so I'll say 9 months of us being together, where I was like, you know what, all of these things happen, all of these things happen, it's not worth it. You haven't left her like you said you was. I began to realize that, and after everything that he threw in my face and stuff, saying that, oh, well, basically, some of the stuff that he would throw in my face, he would make it obvious that the, that one, he still had love for her, because apparently they were together for 5 years, and she's been, she's had his back for, through a lot of stuff, whatever. But he said, he wasn't attracted to her, and after seeing her, I can understand, He said he wasn't attracted to her, blah, 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 all that. And, they were together 5 years. You can age a good amount, in 5 years, especially dealing with him, though. Okay? Okay? And yes, you guys, this is absolutely fabulous, if you're wondering. 10 out of 10. Maybe a 9, because maybe they should have gave me more. Not that they didn't give me a lot, but it's so good, I don't want it to end. But 10 out of 10. So he helped me realize that the situation she provided, or that it was ideal for him. He didn't have to work, okay? He didn't have to work. She went to work. He was addicted to poker. He was a gambler. He was addicted to poker. He always thought, just addicted is an understatement, okay? So just keep that in your mind. That's the only thing he focused on 24/7. 24/8. Even when he was at my house, he was playing online poker games. He was going to the casino, winning, losing money, telling everybody about, the next best poker thing. Me, his family, that was his life. He eat, breathed, and pooped poker. Kid you not. So she took care of everything, the bills, car, working, while he was just, gambling and stuff like that. That's all he did. He didn't work. He just gambled. Here and there, he might pick up, a temp job or whatever. But he was a gambler. So, the living situation that she, but he was a gambler. So, the living situation that she provided to him, it made it obvious that he would never leave her, because he would have to then take care of himself. He would have to be responsible. He would have to get a job, get his own place, get his own car, this and that, with 3 felonies, you guys. Let me not forget, he had 3 felonies. You guys, I was naive, okay? I was gullible naive, you guys. He had 3 felonies, and one of them was terroristic threats. And terroristic threats, one of them, and I think the other 2 was domestic violence, but I know one for sure was terroristic threats. Okay, no. One was kind of like domestic violence, whatever, and then there was one added to it of like terroristic threats. So he was or maybe, or maybe he had 2 felonies, domestic violence and then terroristic threat. But I think it might have been 3, whatever. But no, 2 for sure. And I just was understanding, you guys. I'm a Sagittarius. He told me, like, he lied to me to dim down the situation, to make it seem like, oh, they thought I said this, but I actually said this. Stop. Because during our relationship, I received terroristic threats, long voicemails, like, just emotionally unstable voicemails, terroristic threats. I kid you not. During the relationship, he probably made um, maybe 30, 50 fake profiles. He stopped. I think that was on his record too, stalking. He stalked me too. So, ladies, this is one thing that I really want to stress to you guys. A background, I'm not gonna say it's always correct, but really look into it, because a lot of times, and especially if there's multiple things on kind of the same situation or topic, subject type of thing, most of the time it's a description, okay? It's a description. You might not know the whole story of how it happened, whatever, but a lot of times it's a description. So it was about 9 months I realized, you know what, this cat is not gonna leave her. He's too lazy, he's too addicted to poker, and he loves the situation that she provides. Oh, and not only that, she knew that he cheated and all that, so it's like he can have his cake and eat it too. Um, his cake and eat it too while she took care of him. Hold him, ooh, let me not do that, but hold him down. You know what I'm saying? Like, she didn't know her worth, okay? So, I'm 26 now. I usually don't tell my age, but I love you guys, so I'm going to tell you my age. Ever since I turned 26, I usually don't tell my age. I'm 26 now. This happened when I was 19, as well as 20, 20, 19 and 20. He was a compulsive liar. Like, he was a liar. He was manipulative. Ooh, he was the devil, man. I kid you not. He was the devil. But, so yes, you guys, I'm sorry. So I would break up with him. He would, try to beg me, all of that. But I would push him away, and he just was not accepting that. But for me, I'm a Sagittarius. Like, if I want to be free, I'm gonna be free. So I ended up meeting somebody, who I connected with, and we chilled. And now, mind you, me and the other guy, we were broken up, right? Even though he had a girl and stuff like that, I still looked at him as like, this is a real relationship. And I was loyal to him and everything. We kind of did everything together. He used to drive me to work when I was a reservation specialist for an airline. He used to drive me to work, and stuff like that, until I got my own car and all that. So I ended up breaking up with him, and in his mind, we did not break up. Okay. In his mind, we did not break up. Um, but but in my mind, we were done. I was good on him. I was transitioning from him because my mind was already done. Like, you know what? Go be a bum. You don't work. You're this. You letting a woman take care of you. You have no responsibilities. You're not a real man. So I met somebody, guys. We chilled. We ended up doing the nasty. We ended up doing the nasty. Um, and so the person that, I, like was with or whatever, like, um, he ended up, you guys, he ended up writing on my profile where it could be like publicly seen. Mind you, the stalker, I'm gonna call him the stalker. The stalker, he monitored like everything. He was a stalker, right? So he ended up seeing it, but I didn't see it till late. And then I ended up deleting it. But he went on my profile and he wrote something about, last night with a wet emoji and stuff like that. So, basically trying to make it known like, we're messing with each other. So he was like, he said something like, had a great time with you last night with the wet emoji and stuff like that. So he's seen it, you guys. I was at work, so the stalker seen it, and I was at work. And he kept calling me. Yeah, he was threatening me, saying, I'm about to come up there. I'm going to come to your house and I'm going to kill you. He kept saying, I'm going to kill you, B word. I'm going to kill you. This and that. I'm at your house right now. He was sending me pictures of my apartment complex name. He's like, I'm at your house right now waiting for you. I'm going to kill you. This and that. I'm going to do this. Terroristic threats, right? And I was just, you guys, I was at work at my computer desk. I had to step away. I ended up stepping away, going outside the building for like a good 20 minutes, like what? Like, what are you talking about? He's like, you cheated on me? You cheated? I'm like, what do you mean I cheated? It's not funny, but I was like, what do you mean I cheated? I didn't cheat on you, blah, blah, blah. I was like, we weren't together. We're not together, blah, blah, blah. Like, stop. Like, it was just a lot. And, he was calling me all types of names and all of that, threatening me. I was scared to go home. I went back to my desk, crying my eyes out. I could not focus at all. And so, and this is when, you guys, I want to say maybe this was around 10 p.m. 10 p.m. Maybe 9:30 p.m. I want to say. And I got off work. My schedule, I ended up getting off work at 12, either 11 p.m. or 12 p.m., 12 a.m. At night. Okay. So, so now, I was apologizing and all that. Like, I'm sorry I hurt you. Even though we weren't together, I was just kind of scared. So I'm like, I'm sorry. I was apologizing to him. He ended up hanging up on me and that's when I ended up going back inside the building. Oh my gosh. So that night, he was at my he ended up at my apartment building. Um and I tried to like, talk it through with them. He ended up making me call the guy and tell him, "Oh well, you don't mean anything to me. You don't mean anything to me, and I never want to see you again." Um, and when I laugh, you guys, like this is a serious situation. It's actually very emotional. I have healed from it, but you never completely heal. So, if I laugh, that it's just because it's a lot. When I look back, it's a lot that I went through, and it's just crazy that I went through this. But he ended up making me call the guy saying, "Oh, it's over. I want nothing to do with you. This and that." Um, the stalker was like, "Oh, he was threatening me and all of that, saying, 'Oh, I'll get my sisters to beat you up.' I don't care too much about that type of stuff." But this was so that threatening and stuff that was like before the phone call. But so I called him and I told him that it meant nothing to me and I never want to hear from you again and stuff like that. Oh wow, I'm just thinking like Geminis have always been nasty. I'm sorry, it's a random thought. I'm sorry, but he was a Gemini, and yeah, but yeah, okay. Anyway, um, so yeah, so I ended up doing that, and we ended up, sleeping. He ended up sleeping at my house that night, but I thought he forgave me. He did not. Okay, here comes the part. I'm sorry, I have to give you guys a backstory. He did not. We ended up getting into an argument, and I'm the type either you leave or I leave. So I was kicking him out. I'm like, okay, get out my house. Get out my house. I don't have to deal with this. I had a 1 bedroom, but my living room was ginormous, ceiling super high. So, and excuse me. I was like, get out my house. And there was something about him being kicked out that triggered something in him. He had a lot of stuff within him that he hadn't worked on or worked past. He was psycho, okay? And told him to get out my house, and he flipped after that. When I was kicking him out, that made him think of and I think he said this too. He's like, "Oh well, you just want me to leave so you can invite that that nigga whatever back here and stuff like that." And so we ended up in my living room. We ended up in my living room, and you know we were tussling or whatever, and he threw me down. He threw me down. He threw me down, and he put one hand over my throat, right? So he's on top of me. Now, you guys, mind you, um, he's like 230 pounds, muscle, and tall. He's like 6'1", 6'1", and muscles. And he had some weight. So he threw me down. He was on top of me. He started strangling me. I'm laying down on the floor. So this is the floor. I'm laying down, and he started strangling me. Um, and I was just like, oh, I can't breathe. I'm like, okay, 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 or whatever. I'm like, okay, you know, just like, all right, we're done. Like, please, like, whatever, like, you know, just, I'm like, okay. And he's still, like, his eyes, like, he's like, I can see, but in his eyes, it was just anger. And that's all I seen was anger. And, you know, I'm like, okay. That didn't help none, right? You know, I'm trying to grab his shirt, get him off me, get his hands off. You guys, this is when I knew he was, because I couldn't breathe, right? I'm like, okay, you know, this is how I knew he was trying to kill me, all right? I already couldn't breathe. I already couldn't breathe. He then took his other hand and put it over my mouth and my nose. So he was strangling me here, and he cut off all circulations of breathing. And I'm scratching his face, you know, I'm scratching his face, whatever, just scratching, you know, his eyes. That wasn't working. It wasn't budging at all. He didn't react to the scratches on his face at all, right? Well, me scratching his face, he didn't react to at all. So, at this time, I'm kind of going in and out, like, I'm kind of going in and out. Like, I could feel myself, like, oh, I'm about to die. Like, I can't breathe. Like, I really can't describe it. But I could not breathe, like, at all for a good amount of time, and I could feel myself this close to dying, to gone. All right. The only thing that kept me alive was something told me he was in his boxers and a white shirt. Something told me, okay, the face scratching is not helping. Let me grab his, you know, his junk was open. You know, he was in his boxers. I ended up grabbing his testicles and squeezing them really tight. Now, you guys, the first time I squeezed them, like, well, at first, I'll say, at first, when I was squeezing, it didn't do anything. Like, it didn't do anything, you know, and I was squeezing them really tight. Honestly, the only thing, oh, wait, I'm sorry, I forgot a part. So, um, okay, so I was scratching his face, and my hand ended up, like, you know, kind of like, waving across his face, you know, during this tussle or whatever, and he ended up biting my hand, you guys. This one, to be exact, he did bite off a chunk of skin, and I used to have a mark here for it, um, but it's not there anymore, luckily. But he bit my finger. He bit my finger right here, and he bit off a chunk. So I was bleeding, and I'm scratching his face. So he has blood on his face. He has blood on his shirt. And then with my other hand, I grabbed, you know, his testicles, and really, it didn't do anything. It didn't really budge until what made him snap out of it, you guys. Like, his biggest fear was going to jail. Isn't that ironic? Going to prison, losing his freedom. Isn't that ironic? You're psycho, but that's your biggest fear. So the only thing that made him snap out of it was him seeing blood, you know, everywhere. Like, me, and this is from what he did to my hand, my finger. Him seeing blood and evidence, like, oh, I'm about to kill her. But look at all this blood and evidence on my shirt and on my face. So he ended up snapping out of it. And he's like, baby, get up, you're bleeding, baby, this and that. And I'm crying, you guys. And I was like, get out, you know, get out. I'm calling the police. He's like, no, baby, please. This is how he's like, no, baby, please, I'm crying. Begging me on his knees. I kid you not. Hands like this, begging me, please, crying. not to call the police. Begging me, please, crying, not to call the police. And everything. Now, as you can see, I'm kind of full. You guys, not gonna lie. They actually did give me a good amount. They really did. Shout out to you. And this is actually, you know how you really don't go on a website or something unless it's really good and you're like, I really want to show appreciation towards you. I want to go on their website, seriously, and show appreciation because they did their thing. Kid you not, they did their thing. You guys, working at the airline as a reservation specialist, I had a work mom. I got close to somebody. Shout out to you. Still love you. Got close to somebody. And I ended up calling, actually, before I called her, I called one of my coworkers. She might be watching this video. She does have me on Facebook, and I do, advertise my videos on Facebook as well. She might be watching this. And I called her and I told her about what happened and that he almost killed me and all of that. And, at first she was like, she kind of was like, you want me to get somebody? Like, because he shouldn't be doing that. Like, we can straighten him out type of thing. But then, I could tell something clicked in her and she's like, no, wait, I got a family. This is one of my coworkers, whatever. So I ended up calling my work mom and I told her what happened. She was devastated. And she ended up bringing me to a women's shelter that, oh my gosh, I'm getting kind of emotional because it hit, the situation hit close to home for her. But she would never tell me who went through that situation. And I think it was her. She brought me to a women's shelter that she knew somebody who's been there before, and she just knew that, oh, this is a great shelter. Like, they're gonna help you, okay? They're gonna help you, and excuse me. When I look back at the situation, I kind of think she went through similar situation and she ended up in that women's shelter because we pulled up there and she dropped me off and stuff. Well, she was leaving. We had talked to them, did the tour, all of that, and when she was ready to leave, she started crying and but it was like tears of, I'm so happy you escaped and you're here and like just I just love when people care about me, like it just means so much to me because my circle is actually small, so it just means so much when someone shows that they appreciate your existence in life. That is why I'm getting emotional right now, because she was there for me, like she was there for me, guys. And that wasn't the only situation, but this is the one that I'm telling you guys about. Um, it's the one that I'm telling you guys about. So now I'm gonna end it there. So I do want to tell you, if you are a female suffering from domestic violence, please get out. Please seek help from local women's shelters, Crisis Live. There's so many resources out there. You can escape. You can be free and you can be safe. I promise you. And don't be gullible. Don't be naive. Don't listen. Don't listen to anything the person that's hurting you physically, emotionally, verbally. Don't listen to any excuses or reasons the person that's hurting you is giving you in order for you to stay. The reasons why you should stay. Oh, I'm the only person, for example, oh, I'm the only person that'll ever love you. You don't have anybody. They don't, your family, this and that, your friends, they don't care about you or nothing like. Don't listen to that because, let's say maybe you are, a lonely person. That doesn't mean you need to stay in that situation. That doesn't mean you need to go through hurt physically and all of that, right? You are strong. You are strong and you can make it on your own, okay? You will find love. There's how many billion people in the world? That person, that is not going to be the only person that loves you, okay? You are you're worthy of more. I promise you. I don't care if you not the best looking. You're worthy to be treated good, great. Okay. I'm sorry for saying good. You're worthy of being treated great and loved. So there's no reason to stay. No reason to stay and tolerate somebody physically putting their hands on you, because if they'll hurt you, they don't love you. And if 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 for some reason that they do but they still hurt you, they don't love themselves, so they can't love you correctly. You deserve to be loved correctly, because if somebody doesn't love themselves, they don't care about their own life. And if they don't care about their life, they don't care about yours. Thank you so much for watching this video, guys. I know you guys see me always smiling and happy and just a good vibe, but this is the first time I'm kind of really being serious with you guys on my channel, kind of letting you guys tap into me, and what I've been through in life. It's not all pretty, I promise you that. It's not all pretty, but hey, guess what? It gets prettier every single day. Every single day you work towards it, okay? Just make the right decisions for yourself and for your loved ones and the people that love you. You deserve to live a good life, a great life filled with love. God is love. That's it. Guys, thank you for watching the video. I'll see you next time.